I don't know if they want to...
I was just going to say, is technology helping us now or defeating us at our cause?
I'm here in case it doesn't help, but yeah, here it is.
Pavlo.
Доброго ранку.
Доброго ранку. How are you today?
We're doing fine, thank you.
Many thanks for joining us. First of all, would love to know how you and your loved ones are.
Actually, we're doing good. Thanks a lot for your question. In a few words, these are times which is not easy for the whole Ukrainian society. Russian invasion was unexpected for us, so no one was ready for it. Before the war, people have faced with different tragedies, but now terror regime crossed all the red lines, moving Russian army into brutal, large-scale war, an invasion which hasn't been seen in Europe since Second World War. And it's probably the toughest possible test of the flexibility of the innovation industry, whether ecosystem can withstand, whether it will be resilient enough, and most importantly, whether it will be possible to reform the work in such a way as could help to overcome the enemy.
We're very grateful for you today, and we appreciate your input given the situation you're in. First of all, as an introduction, would you please give us an elevator pitch of the work that you're actually delivering?
Thank you. So basically, Ukrainian Startup Fund, probably many of you already heard about us. So it's basic Ukrainian state-owned agency which is providing full financial and non-financial support for startups, developing the ecosystem and bringing actually Ukrainian community and ecosystem to the international level. So within 3 years of our activity, we already financed more than 2,500 Ukrainian startups, giving out more than $6 million in cash. And basically, we built ecosystem which is now very strong, and that's why it's resilient enough to be able actually to survive. And also we're doing a lot of things. Basically, we have several pillars, like military tech is pillar number 1 nowadays, and that's why we launched our dual use program, basically trying to identify those startups which could help Ukrainian army, Ukrainian people and Ukrainian nation to overcome the Russian army and to build, actually to rebuild Ukraine during war and post-war period. Another pillar is Ukrainian startup support. So basically we are providing grants, and also we're trying to match Ukrainian startups with investors to make sure they got enough financing, they got enough expert support and other services. And last but not least, we do a promo of Ukrainian startup ecosystem worldwide. So basically, we are bringing Ukrainian startups and Ukrainian key players to the biggest event, like Web Summit, like TechCrunch, like VivaTech, like Slash, Collision, and many others, to make sure ecosystem is presented fairly, and also Ukrainian startups are met by investors and also by IT community.
You forgot to mention Tech Spirit in Barcelona. Thank you for being here too. It must be extremely challenging to reconstruct a country that is still being hit by war. What are the key elements of the work that you're actually delivering at the moment?
Actually, we're involved in many things. When the war started, we actually gather our team together, and everyone decided by itself whether to join army, whether to join volunteers. But most of the team actually stayed here with USF and we united and we started to do many activities. First of all, we addressed all the international stakeholders. We addressed more than 60 international organizations, VCs, investors worldwide, other stakeholders, and actually we've got a huge support. So basically, first of all, we've got Ukrainian startups assistance map on our website. So we have a lot of international support, basically, and if you choose any country, you've got all the list of services or list of financial resources provided by our partners. Secondly, we participated in some humanitarian projects. For example, we've got one project called Mom, I See the War. So we're trying also to do our operation, to keep our operational activity, to bring hackathons, ideathons, and many, many other activities to make sure ecosystem is still alive and keep growing. For example, yesterday we finished raw materials hackathon with the support of European Institute of Technologies and Innovations. And yes, we still would like to introduce some new initiatives. For example, from January, we are going to launch our deep tech accelerations together with a number of universities. We're trying to cover all the Ukraine, and together with ministries, together with European Innovation Council, which is actually now finalizing tender procedures and will be allocating 20 million euros to Ukraine. So we believe this international support is very, very useful and very essential for us, and we are very grateful for it.
What does your current roadmap look like? So you've mentioned all of these events, but I imagine that flexibility must be a key element to the work that you're actually delivering. So how are you maintaining the organic element that your organization requires? And what is the main driver to not lose the morale?
Good question. Actually, before war, we have a work and life balance. Now we shifted to war and life balance, you know. So basically, as for today, 70% of population in Kiev does not have electricity. Situation is getting better every day, but actually we expected these Shahed drones from Russia, and we believe it could change actually today, tomorrow, or any other day. So basically, some of people do not have access to water. But this is something, actually, it's new reality. But there is something Russians cannot take away from us. So this is being smart, being brave, and being innovative. And that is the key, actually, element why we will succeed. Because we, from one side, we are struggling with the enemy. On the other hand, we are still keeping actually our operational activities. We are introducing new plans for the future, and we are operating on daily basis. Step by step, we are doing very simple things which will help us to win.
So your advice to the entrepreneurial community here would be smart, be brave, be courageous. And I would like to add...
Yes.
What else would you add to that?
Follow Ukraine examples. You always be prepared for the force majeure and always have a contingency plan. Use all available opportunities to develop and grow. And support Ukraine. We highly appreciate all of your contribution into our joint victory, because it's not only Ukraine which is fighting, it's all civilized world is fighting against Russia.
Thank you for reminding us of all of those things that we usually take for granted. I can't even imagine what you're actually going through. A last call before we end. What is it that we can do from our community to yours to help you? What can Barcelona do for Ukraine Startup Fund?
Actually, we are open to any kind of cooperation. So if you have any initiative or any thoughts in mind how we can cooperate, because we're not asking for only funds or money, we're asking for any kinds of, basically we're asking for cooperation, because more we are involved in the world ecosystem, I believe there are more options for startups, more options for investors, and for joint actually collaboration. So basically, you have all of our contacts. Our website is usfco.com.ua. So please send us a message, and we will try to contact you, offering some new ideas, some approaches. We have developed military tech recently, so we have a lot of different options which are open now to the world. So don't hesitate to contact us.
Perfect. Thank you so much. From our community, Tech Barcelona, to the Ukrainian community, and we hope to be able to see you in a different and much better sunny position soon. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you. Slava Ukraini.